Lakers Nation, what is going on? So, about less than an hour ago, I did see an interesting report coming from NBA Central, and it says that the Los Angeles Lakers are the favorites to land unrestricted free agent guard, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, if he doesn't stay with the Minnesota Timberwolves, per Bavada official. Now, anytime they do mention Bavada official, I do believe it's fake, it's not true, but they're always, wrong. Sometimes they are right, but anytime they do mention a player being the favorites to land on this team, doesn't, always happen. But who knows? Before I get into the video, give you guys my thoughts and my opinions. I'd really appreciate if you could like to get it to more people so my channel can grow, to reach it to a bigger audience. Also, subscribe, man. We're on the road to 4K subs. And yeah, turn on the notification bell so you guys stay updated for Lakers content. I do pretty much post daily. If you guys enjoy my videos, I do post 365 days. And follow my socials. The links will be down in the description. Let's get back into today's video. Now, it says that the Los Angeles Lakers betting odds to add a player like Nickeil Alexander-Walker on this team is plus 235. The Brooklyn Nets is plus 290. The Golden State Warriors is plus 425, which I think is very interesting. And the Miami Heat, they need a guard, somebody that can just create. It would make perfect sense, plus 25. And the Toronto Raptors plus 900. Now, to be honest, guys, the Lakers bench has been terrible, so he'll make perfect sense. He'll be a bench piece for depth purposes, right? And he'll make sense alongside, a player like Dalton Connect, because he's been a poor defender, even though he was a rookie, but he's still going, still developing, especially if the Lakers don't trade him. But most likely they're going to get a big, or if not, a 3-and-D wing, either package him alongside Austin Reeves. But assuming Austin Reeves is not traded, which the Lakers are very high on him, they don't want to trade him unless it's for like a top tier center. And also, he's going to test the market in the following offseason, not this year, but the 2026 offseason, right? And I could see a team definitely paying him at least $30 to $40 million, right? So those are my thoughts on how I feel about it. But he'll make perfect sense alongside Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect. Now, if he was to play alongside Luka Doncic and LeBron James, just can you imagine the open looks he'd be getting? So he'll make perfect sense alongside Luka Doncic as a 3-and-D guard. Versatile. He's like 6'5", weighs about 205 pounds. He could play guard, shooting guard, and small forward positions. So three positions, can just knock down the corner three. Now, the only way I could see the Los Angeles Lakers realistically acquiring a player like Nickeil Alexander-Walker in free agency is if our superstar player, LeBron James, does pretty much opt out of his player option, and he does decline it, so he doesn't, pick it up. He does take a pay cut, but this move will allow the Lakers to get under the luxury tax apron threshold and gain access to the $14.1 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception, which might be sufficient to sign Alexander Walker. Otherwise, they're limited to the $5.7 million taxpayer mid-level exception, which would not be the full one, and it might not even be enough to secure their services. Now, regarding the Minnesota Timberwolves, they just got eliminated in the Western Conference Finals to the OKC Thunder 2 straight years. Maybe they do, keep them, but I think it's going to go up to the front office and their decision, because this is going to be a financial crunch due to multiple key players entering free agency, specifically Julius Randle and Naz Reid. They have player options. I think Naz Reid is not going anywhere. He's going to get paid the bag, but Julius Randle's up in the air. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, like I said, is very interesting. So they can't sign all of these three players. I think they're going to keep one of the players, if not two of them, but I would see what they can do. Maybe they do a sign and trade, but if the Lakers are to get a player like Nickeil Alexander-Walker off a sign and trade, the Lakers would be hard capped. So I think it would be very hard. Do I think it's possible? Yeah. Do I think it's likely? Probably not, depending on LeBron James, what he does. If he does take a pay cut, because there's been several reports that he's not going to be taking a pay cut. So most likely he's probably going to opt in, but we'll see. Hopefully he does, opt out, depending how the Lakers, fill out this roster, because they have some gaping holes. They still need a center. There's free agents like Clint Capella, Steve Adams, Brook Lopez. So hopefully the Lakers don't really have to overpay for a center, or at least they trade for a center or draft for a center, right? But I do digress. ESPN, Brian Windhorst, did express skepticism about the Minnesota Timberwolves' ability to resign all three players, suggesting that they may not be able to afford to keep all three of them. Like I did mention earlier, this financial situation can make it challenging for the Timberwolves to retain Alexander Walker, potentially open the door for other teams like the Lakers to persuade him. Now, I'm wondering, what is his market? Because he's making around $4.5 million, which is pretty cheap, pretty reasonable for what he's making. And his contract terms is 2 years, $9 million. So if the Lakers can't, get, the full middle of exception, right? And it's like the non-taxpayer, then I could see a team definitely offering him more money because I could see him getting more than what, $4.5 million. But if the Lakers can just get the full mid level, I believe I'm right, which is around $14.1 million, then the Lakers would have a very good chance of getting him. But if it's only around like $5.7 million, then I think it's going to be very hard. But like I said, I'm not really sure what's his value or like what is his market and free agency. But he's a young player. Like I said, he's versatile. He'll make perfect sense for the Los Angeles Lakers. But also, I got to say, he was really huge in the postseason in the Western Conference Finals. I got to say, Game 4, when they did lose at home, he had like 23 points. But he's a player that just plays his role. You know what to do. I'm going to show you his stats for the regular season. So he did average around 9.4 points per game, 3.2 rebounds, 2.7 assists, and shooting 43% from the field. Just look at his games played, right? 82. So he's a player that you can rely on. Best ability is availability, so you can count on him to play. Even dating back to 2023-24 season, he did play 82, but the year before that, 23, 36, 15, 50, 46, 47. So he really hasn't had the most, luck throughout his, career, but the last 2 seasons, it's been very good. He did start 10 games, so mostly coming off the bench, playing 25.3 minutes a night, shooting 43% from the field on 7.5 attempts per game, and shooting 3-point attempts 4.5 on 38.1% from the three-point line. Career 36% three-point shooter, so that is very good. 78% from the free throw line on 1.4 attempts, averaging around 9.4 points per game. So Lakers fans, NBA fans in general, you guys let me know in the comment section, how do you guys feel about Nickeil Alexander-Walker? Would you guys acquire him or try to sign him through free agency? But like I said, if it's through a sign and trade, then the Lakers are going to be hard cap because there's going to be restrictions and stuff like that. And, salary cap and stuff like that with the new CBA. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really have the most knowledge when it comes to that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. And I could see a team, offering him more money than what the Lakers have, especially if LeBron James doesn't, opt out and he does pick up his player option. But I appreciate the support. Make sure you guys like the video. Continue, commenting in my videos. If not, I'm going to try to, respond to all the comments. I appreciate your feedback. And follow my socials. The links will be down in the description. Or I might even pin in the comment section or put in my YouTube community tab. But I'm out of here. Peace. Cheers.